Good afternoon everyone, it's Linda here from Banjo's Bead House with our weekly Facebook Live video. This is actually a reshoot of the video from March 27th. I wasn't quite happy with the quality of it with the technical issues we're having, so I'm doing a reshoot. Could not get this to connect to Facebook Live, so we're doing it out via YouTube and we'll share it to Facebook then, so apologies, but we thought it was better to get you guys a video that you could enjoy. And have it all in one piece rather than scattered across two videos. So today we're going to do a fun kids project that can be done really simply with a piece of A4 paper, an old magazine that if you've been cleaning out your house, some newspaper, or basically some Christmas wrapping paper, or any wrapping paper or craft supplies you've got in the house. This is a project you can do. The only other thing as an adult you'll need would be a ruler, a pen, a safety blade if you've got one, if not a pair of scissors, a cutting mat, or if you're cutting scissors just into the air, and some string. It can be as simple as that with some colourful markers and some paints for the kids. We're trying to make this a fun isolation project that you can do at home. This is something that kids can do, this is something that adults can do, and you can do it very simply, or you can take it to some great extremes. I will be sharing some stuff I found on Pinterest, which is where I got the idea for this project, alongside of Mum, who's actually done this on one of her cruises. We were looking for some fun things we could send my brother and sister-in-law to do with my little niece Zoe, and we thought paper beads would be fun, so that's part of what we're going to do today. And on the Pinterest one you'll see where we've got some adults who've gone to extreme lengths with their paper, done them with glitter, they've done them with embossing powders, they have got a great sealing process for them, some ways of turning them into Pandora bead style beads as well. So there's all sorts of possibilities with this fun little technique. But we thought it's a great craft activity for the kids to be able to do, just as something fun while they're stuck at home. So as I said, you just need a sheet of A4 paper. So in yesterday's video I did some little scribbles. You can see I've already used some of it up already, but I'm going to tilt the camera down, show you a quick little cut and how I roll them, and then show you a finished piece of what I've done with it. We are going to put some templates up on the website and some pictures on how you can do different shapes as well. So we're trying to give this as a fun little resource for you guys. So just tipping the camera down so you can see my workspace. Okay, just trying to get it a bit out of the way. So you can see this is what's left of my crazy creation. So I'm going freestyling my cut, but you can see at the top here I'm not going to a very fine point. I'm actually leaving a bit of a tip, which you can see clearly in the template that Mum's putting. Well, Mum will have up on the blog already. You can see it's come to a little tip there, and that's the idea if you're chopping up your whole sheet at once. So I'm going to do a fairly narrow one this time. So I'm just using my safety blade just to cut. If you're with the kids, you could just use a pencil at this point, grab a pair of scissors and then trim. And okay. So ruler's out of the way and I am left with my fun little strip of paper. Now to roll, there's a couple of different mediums you can use, but basically anything at your disposal. I've got a straw, which gives me a nice chunky end, and then I've got different thicknesses of skewers. It's up to you which one you prefer to work with. I'm going for the skinny skewer on this occasion. The next thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue at the start on my downside. I'm grabbing my piece of paper and I'm just starting to roll that over onto where I've got the glue, pulling nice and tight as I do. So just getting a nice tight fix there. The tighter I get that, the easier it is just then going to be to roll this. And it's pulling against me. So then I can just simply roll from the sides and create my bead. Now I can pull that. Yeah, you don't want to let your tension go, otherwise that's what happens. It all undoes on itself. So we're going to roll this again. Clearly I didn't learn from last night's mistakes. So pulling that back by holding on the bead, we're keeping rolling. So you can see how all my squiggle work is starting to add colors here on the side as we're working. When you get to about 2 or so centimeters towards the end, you just want to pick it up, grab your glue. I'm using a Yoo-Hoo stick. You can use any of the glues you've got at home. Stick's just a little bit easier for the mess factor. And I'm just rolling that over on the end of it. And that's it. It's as simple as that to make your own little funky bead. Now you've got a couple of choices here. You can leave it as a bead, and this is the one we made on the broadcast that we're not now sharing. So that was yesterday's, where I did a really thick cut, and I've done a skinny cut here. This one was one I did a little bit earlier today, and I've sealed it with nail polish, so it's actually got a little bit of a shine to it compared to its plain bead partner. So you can see we've got, if I can get this to adjust, sorry, just going to play with the exposure for a second. Turn it down, maybe that's it. So you can see this one's got a little bit more shine to the plain one now that we've got the exposure working for that. This has been coated in clear top coat nail polish, so that's acting as a sealer for the entire piece and hardens up the bead a little bit compared to this, which is a little bit more springy. So that's where you can start to work it. You can also mix a mixture of 4 parts Mod Podge or white craft glue to 1 part water and soak the beads in that and then dry it. Couple of tips on drying. Lunch containers, if you've rolled them on a skewer, you can soak the beads, then bring them back up. I've seen people soak them on cotton, have pegs all along here and wrap them so that everything just dries in there. Doesn't have to be a lunchbox container. This is what we happen to have in the shop. Anything, as long as you can get it air to circulate all around it, and they can dry off. So you can see I've got 3 that we've made off my little fun creative pattern. Just by varying the width of that initial cut, I've managed to get 3 different sizes in these oval shaped beads. So what would you do with it when it's all done? Well, you can turn it into a necklace fairly quickly. So this is one that Mum prepared for us over the last couple of days. She's been playing around with this at home. So you can see she's used different markers and different colors to create all the different rainbow patterns. We've just simply strung it onto some 1mm wax cotton and then just used the breakaway clasp, so it's nice and kid friendly. If you don't have a breakaway clasp at home, you don't have to worry. If you've got a shoelace that you can tie into a knot at the back so the kids can wear it, the bead should have large enough holes that you could get a shoelace through this, particularly if you do one on the straw. So I did one of those earlier, and you can see the straw bead has a really nice big easy hole. This is also great if you do want to do that Pandora style charm bracelet. You're getting towards the size where one of those is going to go through. So it's a fun way of being able to craft at home in isolation with whatever materials you've got. So I hope that is of some help to some parents out there looking for ways to entertain their kids. We're going to share throughout this crazy virus scenario more and more of these little projects as we can for kids, as well as keep going with our crafting for adults. That's it for me for this reshoot, and I'll be back next Friday with another project. See you then.